Welcome, everyone. If you've ever felt stuck in old patterns, overwhelmed by your past, or just unsure how to change, this story is for you. Saul's transformation into Paul offers a powerful picture of what real, lasting change looks like, both spiritually and psychologically. As a Christian and a licensed counselor, I want to walk with you through this incredible story and highlight what it teaches us about healing, growth, and transformation. So, let's get into it. The story starts in the book of Acts, chapter 9. Saul is on the road to Damascus, on a mission he believes is right, when a blinding light from heaven flashes around him. He falls to the ground and hears a voice, the voice of Jesus, saying, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" This single moment isn't just an interruption. It's the very beginning of a complete internal shift, a total rewiring of his soul. What's so powerful here is that Saul wasn't looking for change. He wasn't seeking a new path. In his mind, he was already on the right side of things, completely convinced he was doing God's work. Yet God interrupts him. And this interruption isn't about shaming him or punishing him. It's about redirecting him. That right there is the essence of grace. God meets us exactly where we are, even when we're confidently marching in the completely wrong direction. Now let's look at this through a counseling lens, because Saul's experience mirrors what we often see in deep psychological transformation. First, there's a disruptive moment. Real change often begins when something interrupts our normal, everyday patterns. It could be a crisis, a sudden realization, a tough conversation, or a moment of unexpected clarity. For Saul, it was a literal flash of light. Next, we see identity confrontation. Jesus asks Saul a question that forces him to look inward and reflect on his actions and his very identity. In therapy, we call this building identity awareness, the process of recognizing who we've been and consciously deciding who we want to become. It's a crucial, often uncomfortable step. Then there's the temporary blindness. Saul loses his sight for 3 days. Symbolically, this perfectly mirrors the disorientation and confusion people feel when their old ways of thinking and living no longer work. But the new ways aren't clear yet. In mental health, we call this the in-between space. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, but it is absolutely necessary for growth. You have to let go of the old before you can grab onto the new. And finally, community support. God doesn't leave Saul alone in his blindness and confusion. He sends a man named Ananias to help him, to pray for him, and to guide him. This is so important. Even the strongest among us need support. Healing and transformation rarely, if ever, happen in isolation. We need each other. After all this, Saul gets a new narrative. He becomes Paul. A new name, a new identity, a new mission, a new purpose. In counseling, we call this reframing your story or narrative transformation. He wasn't the persecutor anymore. He was an apostle. So how do we integrate faith and mental health here? Saul's story shows us that God works through both profound spiritual encounters and very practical human steps. Look at the pattern. God initiates the change with a powerful encounter. Saul then has to reflect and surrender to this new reality. Community comes alongside to support him. His identity is then reshaped and clarified. And finally, his purpose becomes clear. This is the exact same pattern we see in emotional and psychological healing. God invites us into transformation, but we have to walk it out through self-reflection, seeking support, and embracing a renewed purpose for our lives. Now, I want to leave you with a practical exercise. Take a moment for yourself today and ask these questions. What road am I currently on in my life? What might God be trying to interrupt or show me? Where in my life do I need to invite support? What old identity am I ready to release? And what new identity is God trying to form in me? After thinking about those, just spend a minute in quiet prayer, asking God to reveal the very next step for you. It doesn't have to be a giant leap, just the next right step. Saul's conversion is a beautiful and powerful reminder that no one is too far gone, too broken, or too stuck for God to transform. And remember, transformation is not an instant event. It's a journey. It's a process we walk out day by day. If this message encouraged you today, please subscribe and stay connected. We'll be exploring more of these intersections between scripture and mental health together. Thanks for watching.